Wonderful. Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon and good evening to you, and welcome to a special edition of the Cocktail Hour. We have our two amazing leaders here this morning, Mr. Reza Mesgarlou, Mr. Ronen Tiffon, and they will be sharing with you everything that you need to know about them. Basically, you want to know their whys and their interests, and what really piqued their brain that they got involved in this opportunity. So they're going to take you back, they're going to take you to the past and bring you to the present, and also take you a bit into the future of what their plans are going forward. So welcome, everyone. As you're tuning in, feel free to say hello. Let me know where you're tuning in from. We will read out your questions. So you have some questions, you can put it in the Q&A. Try not to put too much questions in the chat. We may miss them and may not get your answer that you're looking for. So put it in the Q&A and it will be answered after. If you would like to share something with our leaders, also you can put your virtual hands up later on and we would share that. Don't do that too early. We would let you know. So thank you so much for being here and welcome, everyone. Let's get started. All right, wonderful. So we will get started this morning, ladies and gentlemen, as I take a moment and I introduce our amazing leaders to you. And I would go step by step as to introduce to you Mr. Reza Masgarlou from Ottawa, Canada, joined Opulence Global, which was at the time Global World Trade in 2005, but did nothing with the business for over 3 years. He decided that he needed to get out of his government manager job in 2008 so he could have time freedom with his 3 children. He took a good look at the opportunity at that time, GWT/Opulence Global today, that business that had grown over 3 years without any effort on his part. And it has grown to almost 3,000 members at that time and 7.5 million in volume. He realized shortly that he needed to take action, and which he did, and in 6 months had able to double his government manager income and retired his job. And he also helped 4 people. Now at this time, I know that number has changed, more than 4 people to retire. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my absolute pleasure to welcome Mr. Reza Mesgarlou from Ottawa, Canada. So we're doing a virtual clap right now. Wonderful. And then I have the amazing pleasure to welcome to you Mr. Ronen Tiffon, that is also joining us this morning, and says that he has been in MLM industry for the past 32 years and have built numerous organizations, but finally hit gold when 6 years ago he discovered Opulence Global and launched a best home-based business platform. And basically he took advantage of that and continued to go. Today, Ronen is a pioneer in Australia, New Zealand, and also Israel team, and have a 5-figure monthly income earner and on track to join Opulence Global 7-figure income earner club. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me to welcome Mr. Ronen Tiffon. Welcome, gentlemen, to the call.
Thank you very much, Drusilla. Hi to everybody. Slight correction, it took me longer. I was actually here for 8.5 years, not 6. But I wish I could have done the same in 6. Working on it.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. So thank you so much, gentlemen, for being here. And as I keep saying, it's my absolute pleasure. So, I can host many calls, but still get nervous when hosting certain leaders. So please bear with me. So I have some questions for you, gentlemen, this morning, and I will ask the question to both of you, and we have a certain time that we will keep the questions answered. So the question to Mr. Reza and Mr. Ronen this morning is that why did you choose Opulence Global?
Well, good evening, good morning, good afternoon to everyone. Thank you, Drusilla, for hosting this call. I am on the best Wi-Fi available where I'm at. Hopefully everything stays nice and we can have some fun. Well, for me, it was quite easy. I've been an entrepreneur. I was born in a family, mother diplomat, father businessman, and I knew there's more to life than job working, so I gave it a lot of attempts in the past. And when I learned about this wonderful industry, it was a no-brainer. It made a lot of sense. It was like, yes, this is something I've been waiting for all my life. I wish I listened a little earlier. So I started my journey in this industry when I was barely out of high school. And let me tell you, what an amazing industry. But there's a lot of things I learned along the way. To make a long story short, it took me 16 years and 4 different programs, which I worked them extremely hard to be able to find what I call home, which is Opulence Global. And I tell you, I had no question about how amazing this industry is. The thing I needed to find was the right opportunity with the right management, with the right people, so I can actually, accomplish what I want to accomplish and live my dreams. And you know what? I consider myself highly blessed and favored by God to be in that position, even though, like Drusilla mentioned, the first 3.5 years of this company getting started, I did not hesitate. I launched my shop immediately. And, the fact that our composition plan, nothing is lost. It's banked for you as long as we do those little things. So things were banked for me for 3.5 years. So when the timing was right for me is when I got started. And I had about $7.5 million of volume accumulated for me in my team. And I had about 2,300 members. That we had some wonderful products at this point. And you know what? The fact that my first son was born, that was the perfect reason why I needed to say goodbye to everything else, my job and everything else, and put my focus into this opportunity that has created me a dream. I live a dream. I have the freedom that goes with that dream. And you know what? We've seen a lot of things along the way since I got started. I've seen it from the beginning till now. The hills and valleys that our CEO talks about. I've seen all of them. I've been there for all of them. And it's given me nothing but confidence of who this company is, who is behind this company, and where it's heading. And you know what? Are we going to see any more hills and valleys? Absolutely. But would it be to the extent of how it was at the beginning? Absolutely not. Because every valley now is higher than the past valley. And that's what's important to me, to see these valleys getting higher and higher and higher, and really excited about what's happening with this company and what's about to happen, which we're going to talk about. So Ronen, go ahead, share with them what brought you to Canada. What brought you to Canada? I remember you were at the head office and along with a bunch of other guys from different parts of the world. And you guys there, I believe, for 3 days. And it was cold too, I remember that. And you were the last one amongst the pack to pull the trigger. I had to come over to you and say, hey, what's up? It's 3 days gone by. Have you joined yet? Well, I said, well, nothing. What is it? And so go ahead, share with us what happened. Why?
I would love to tell everybody that I have joined because it is the best platform I've ever seen in my life. But the truth is that at that stage, I did not know that this time takes sometimes almost 2-3 years to truly understand what we have here. But I definitely had the hope. And at the same time, it was challenging because the same time that I flew to see yourself, Reza, Renee, and our CEO and owner, I was also invited by another company over in Arizona to go they wanted me to open the Australian market for them. So I couldn't even make a choice, which is exactly what I told you after 3 days. I can't make a choice. I'm committed. They've paid for half the ticket to the United States. I need to be straight before I make my call. But in my heart, I already made my call. And that is not due to the fact that I understood what opulence really is, but due to the fact that I understood that there is a CEO and owner that's willing to spend so much time with nobody, from my point of view, and you and Renee and really everyone and Sherry that flew me. I've never seen that level of attention. It was real. It was not sales pitchy. It was the thing I remember the most. We don't make deals. You can be the biggest celebrity in the world. You can be whatever you want. You have the same vehicle as everybody has. If you're that good, jump in and build it. Let's see. And that is like the most beautiful answer any professional MLMer can get if they're smart, because that means that the body in front of them is bigger than them and they can grow here to become a lot more and not become this icon that is more important than the company. They can't survive without him, so they need to give them a deal. And I remember that really hit me, and this is truly the reason that I have joined Opulence after 32 years, after 25 years of being a part of a beautiful industry that really majority of them had good product. This industry always known to invest more time in research and development and make good products. But for most new people, what I'm about to finish this first answer with might not make a lot of sense to you, but for people who've been with us for a longer time, it will make sense. It's the first time that I see what can be done when the company is not split in decision between different partners or different shareholders or any other bodies that make the picture not always the best picture, especially not for the field, for us. So to see a strong captain of a boat and to see that he cares so much that he would spend not there 30 minutes, but truly days with me, and to see his captains that are so loyal, so straight, and everybody singing the same song, that gave me the confidence that this is the right house. And of course, after 8.5 years today, I know it is. And the beauty is that we as storytellers have the power to explain to people how unique and different we are from anybody else. And that means we don't have to put anybody else down in order to truly become the best. Everybody is great. We are just much, much better because we have something nobody else has. Back to Drusilla. And by the way, Reza, what do you say we get Drusilla with a camera too? She'll definitely improve the site on the call.
Absolutely.
It's more fun to talk to.
Absolutely. Yeah? Now, what my question to you is, be honest. Did I surprise you when I came to you and I say, hey, everybody else is gone in? What are you waiting for? Did I sound pushy?
No, by that stage, I mean, you and I took a long time until we actually became friends. You had your doubts about me. I had my issues with you. So I didn't think you were pushy, but I definitely reminded me of the old MLM world, you know, like cut the BS and let's talk straight. And that is also the same reason that we became so close friends, because it's a rare value to find today, people that are just straight. And I think you're a master at that. So yeah.
Thank you. I agree. We've become great friends. We've been through a lot together and we've seen a lot. And that's what brings the confidence in all of us of seeing the ups and the lows. So yeah, back to you, Drusilla.
Thank you so much for your amazing answers, gentlemen. So the next question for you both is, what has been your experience since you joined Opulence Global?
That is a loaded question, but we're going to try to keep it simple to the point. For me is a little bit probably different. Not probably, is different than it is for Ronen. For me, knowing the CEO as well as I know him, not because he's my brother only, but because I've been in every other company, in MLM company, except one. I've been with them in it, and we've been in traditional businesses together since we were still in high school. I know him well. I trust him. I don't approve of all his ways. Obviously, he's my brother. It'll be a little bit different. He's with me than he's with other people, maybe. But I do know at the end of the day, he means well. I know at the end of the day, he puts everything into whatever we decide to do. Now we may not see or agree or have a debate on certain topics, but that's what makes a good business great. I had never any doubts that this company was going to be that. Everything and then some. I had no doubts because when he shared his vision with me, I had no doubts it was going to get there. I couldn't understand how with custom jewelry at the beginning, but as the company evolved and he shared his vision with me, I had no doubts. So yeah, I mean, the hills and valleys, it's all about hills and valleys. The valleys is what sorts men from the mice. I don't know. How do you say that? The valleys is where going gets tough. The ones that don't have the vision fall off. That's just part of the industry. That's just the way it is. I've seen it all my life, of some of the greatest companies in the world, the ones I was in, and including, most importantly, Opulence. I have seen, it's sad to say, it's really sad for me to say that, but it is a reality. People that come in, they enjoy the peaks, and the moment they see a bit of valley, all of a sudden, grass is greener. Grass is greener, and all of a sudden they go and find themselves somewhere much worse. And sometimes pride, sometimes they burn the bridges. I don't know what the problem is, but people, I don't want to use that they don't have loyalty. I don't know. It's just they jump, right? They jump from opportunity to opportunity to opportunity, looking for all the peaks only, not the valleys. And you know what? It's like a relationship. It's like raising children. It's like anything. You're going to have peaks and valleys. And I have seen all the valleys within this company. I'll be honest with you. There were some valleys that I was worried about. Not necessarily just the valleys, but pandemic was the biggest scare for me. But if I had not experienced the previous valleys, I would have lost myself. I went in a panic when I heard things are locked down, shut down, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever they said. I knew that was BS. I was hoping they were telling the truth for once, but I knew that was a lie. So immediately, my confidence goes back to our CEO. I, had a conversation with him. He was concerned. He was very concerned. But where the brilliance comes out is that this company, back in 2004, launching in 2005, we were online as well as in-person business. This is what, wow, you want to talk about a visionary or what? This is where I knew I always get my comfort. Often I get my comfort from the CEO. I've always said, I'll never worry about anything that this world brings us business. Never worry about it, because I know we'll get through it and we will flourish like we have done over the last, 17 years. The only time I will worry is if he says he's retiring or he's sold the business to someone else is in charge. That's when I'll be really, really panicky, because I know as long as we got him behind us, behind this company, the valleys will sort through, we'll plow through. We have had some challenges in the past. We had things like, similar to a coup planned for us, and they failed miserably. That only made us better. So that is great, because I did not join this company or this industry to be jumping company to company to company to company to company. The promise of the industry is find the right company with the right products, with the right management, build it once, whether it takes you 3 days or 10 years, it doesn't matter. Build it and enjoy it for generations to come. And truly, this is what we have. This is where I have to pinch myself sometimes, of how we have overcome adversity, how this company has overcome some of the challenges to a newbie, to someone who doesn't have the experience, how they have over, because you would be in an absolute chaos. It'd be an absolute panic. You would be in an absolute, oh my God, what happened? Okay, what's the next opportunity? What is the next thing before they sink? I want to go somewhere else with my, I've seen it, and it still happens all the time. And you know what? I can sit there confidently, based on what I've seen over the last 17 years, of all the areas that we have conquered, all the accolades we've got, all the progression, all the research, development, ongoing development. What got me started was the vision for the, we'll talk about that, for the next 10 years, where this company was going to go, and what's keeping me going right now, not based on just the dream life I've been living, but what is about to come, because best is yet to come. So yes, I've seen it all. I would not trade it for the world. And you know what? I must be blessed. I must be favored to be lined up with this company. Ronen has his own, because he's a little bit different. He was a stranger that came there and, stayed at the office for 3 days, kind of quiet to himself. And he had to learn this. He had to go through some of the peaks and valleys, and we had to get some tough love. And you know what? I'll let him share himself. So Ronen, go ahead.
What is my experience with opulence. It's an opulence experience. The biggest word to share is growth, learning. If you're lucky enough to have mentors such as Reza, the calmness of Renee is like a creature, a character that we can adopt a lot when it comes to mannerism. I have not seen this guy lose his temper once in 8.5 years, by the way. True Rez, he's calm, he's calculated. I am really adopting that. And from you, Reza, I took strength, wisdom. You're a very shrewd businessman. You see so wide where most people can see just a piece of the picture. So I think that the biggest experience that I had in this remarkable global community of ours is growth. And I did not realize it truly until the corona. The corona was a very important time for each and every one of us individually. It hit us all in different ways, but I was not aware that even after 25 years, what I consider myself to be a professional, in reality or in forensic networking terminology, I was a sometime in reality. And that is, by the way, an issue in our industry. Many people that think they are part-time professionals, they're actually sometimers. And that answers some of the reason why people go from company to company, from the next to the next, because they don't trust themselves enough professionally to do the daily activity required for a long time. They are good storytellers that can impact people for a short time, and they need to only make their money on the recruitment packages or on some deals that a bad company will offer, inconsiderate to many people that follow them. So one good tip for us all, let's not follow blindly and actually be researchers and figure out why we follow and who we follow. And my experience in Opulence was always that you can dig in and truly find real reasons as to why we are the best. Yes, we are storytellers, but at least we get to tell true stories. And true stories, when you have your own personal experience and when you have the strength of the tripod of belief, to have the belief and knowledge in the industry, know what happened, know the difference of where you are to what happened and why, have the knowledge and belief in the company and its product and its technology, know them, and then have that will create knowledge and belief in yourselves. So that's a triple marriage. Okay, they're connected, and each one of them being weak will affect you. It affected me, but I did not know all of those until I have truly adopted, not bought my first MO box and put it in the corner and never touched it. Truly adopted, as we say, commence. When I truly adopted the forensic methodology as a pattern to protect me from myself, it is really then when I started to truly understand the value and the diamonds in a concept that allows most of us to fail because we have a mindset of an employee. And we do not know, as Ramin so beautifully, our owner, said at his final statement of the last conference, he said, don't take your freedoms for granted, because the fact that we have so many beautiful freedoms, if we take them for granted, we will lose them very soon. And those methodologies, this culture that we have, has been the true experience for me with this company. Now, of course, it takes time, and I wish I could matrix style every prospect that I have, just put the whole last 8 years in their mind, because they will all join. There's not a human being on this planet that can see inside my head and not join. Okay, it's not possible, because there is so much greatness in the last 8.5 years that I've experienced. Not only honesty, not only very, very strict and so fair behavior and methodology towards each and every distributor, right? In many companies I've been, there's always unfairness there. You know, the high rank get special treatments, and here everyone is equal. Everyone is a brother and sister. Never mind what rank you are. The rank is only representing one true fact, that you can teach others to get to where you are. But it does not mean anything about your personality, and you're definitely not going to get any special favors. And that is so unique for our company. And to have the possibility of not one, but two raw materials that has reshaped the way our company looks in the last 6 years, that no one has access to in the world of direct sales, that's a wonderful thing. But as I say to most of my partners every day, it's also a massive responsibility, because that means the world cannot get to those two raw material and the amazing products we made with them through anybody else but us. So every day that we sit on our butts and not out there letting people know, we are not respecting the responsibility that we have been given to be the only source for humanity to this. So each one of us should every day understand, I'm not talking to someone about this safe home revolution. I am literally blocking humanity from reaching it, right? And our owner could have chosen to spread this to the world in a different way. He didn't have to choose multi-level market. He didn't have to choose us being his marketing arm. He could have chosen differently. He's choosing it because he understands the wisdom in this concept that your customers are also your partners. They're also, that they are your marketing arm. So you can save billions of dollars on making a brand and marketing it normally, and give those billions to research development and to us, the customers. It's a brilliant concept that most people do not understand, because they drown in the world of pyramids and Ponzi games and things they don't get. So,
just to be, you've been around for 8 years, you said, and you say you've been in the industry 33 years, 32 years.
32.
Yeah.
Maybe 33 already.
So same with me. And I don't know how many other programs you had been with in the past and for what duration.
4 and 5 years each one.
Each one. Okay. So for me, first 16 years, I was with 4. And the last 17, I've been with 1. What is it here? I can speak for myself. What I see here, by the way, for those of you who are on this call thinking that Reza is Ramin's brother, so he has it good, you got it wrong. I am the guy with the white hat. Anything goes wrong in the field, I'm talking all 200 countries and territories. Could be a new market I don't even know about yet. If something goes wrong, guess who's getting a call?
Reza.
Guess who is trust me, I don't have it good. I don't have it good, because the first person CEO reaches out to is me. I'm like, what are you talking about? What happened? Well, how come you don't know this happened? This has been going on today. I go, look, it's happened within the last hour and a half. And I'm like, okay, so I don't have it. Trust me, you guys have it good, because he filters down through, from me to Renee and then the Ronens and different people before he reaches down to the field. So, but I'll tell you something. What I have seen in Opulence when it comes to our first of all, I'd like to thank our corporate team. I'm telling you, we have by far the hardest working, the most committed, the most caring group of individual in one headquarters. I'll tell you right now, I'm not even talking physical headquarters, whether it's Philippines, whether it's in Thailand, whether it's in Singapore, it doesn't matter. We have such a culture as a corporate, like I've never seen before within the 4 companies I was with. I've never seen that. I have seen, what I've seen is what I had expected, and what I see here is totally different. It's like a family business. And when I say family, I don't mean family by blood. I mean family as, a core, good group of people that want to have the same common denominator for now and for the future. And this is where I have never seen before. especially the bigger the company becomes, and it's just, that gives me such a good feeling inside. Even though at the time of getting it, I don't feel so good about it, but I tell you, it gives me that warm feeling. It gives me that good feeling that we have mother hen and a father rooster, whatever, they are taking care of, this company, like, and this is priceless to me. What I seen over here is unbelievable, unseen. Many of you may have come from many different programs in the past, maybe recently, and you'll never get to rub shoulder with the CEO. You never get to spend time with him, be on a cruise with him, to have a direct training, a forensic training, or any sorts of whatever from a senior vice president, maybe once a year, maybe twice a year. I don't know, with other programs I was with, but here we got maybe a little bit too much access to them, but it is that caring, and that is a good feeling for me that we have such a corporate team. Like you said, there's no shareholders, Ronen. We have like shareholders within, but we're not a public company. We're a private company. That's why we could afford to pay out upward of 70% plus sometimes.
But we need to, Reza, we need to explain the difference for the people that don't come from the world of business. There's a difference between being honorary shareholders that get profit to shareholders that has a vote right to make a decision. And we have one person that decides what money is going to give the scientist, one person that decides how the manufacturing level will be, one person that will decide if we're going to put profit above the level of quality of manufacturing of what we do. So, and I don't know another company. You show me one more company like that with no partners, no shareholders, does not exist, which is where we control. That's why we're so good. Back to you.
Let me explain it a little bit better. When you have a publicly trading company, the company ran and they have the best at heart for the shareholders. They don't care what happens within. They want to generate as much money for the shareholders. Versus us, who's a privately owned company. Yes, we do pay 70+% back to the field. Yes, the company does operate on minimal profits. Yes, they do whatever they can to make. So there's a big difference.
I want to extremize it and tell you, everybody else, that it's more than that, because even in a private company, a private manufacturer, usually there's more than one person makes decisions. There's partners. Even if you don't talk about shareholders, the second you have partners, you lose the ability to have your own vision. And if it wasn't for Ramin sticking and making his own vision, no one to disturb him or to become an obstacle. That is so unique, and I believe that is why he's managing to create the things that he's creating, because he got free reign and nobody in the way to stop him. And that is the biggest point I tell to people really on a daily basis, because they don't understand. They don't understand that everything they buy today is somehow stopped by some person that is more greedy than the partner that has all the great vision. Some people really care about humanity. They always have an obstacle with the people that less care about humanity and more care about their profit. And that is why we are so unique.
Very true. Very true. Another thing, Ronen, I don't know, I'm sure you have your own experiences. In every other program that I was with, we used to call it autoship.
Yeah.
The corporate wished that we missed our autoship. Why? Flush. Why? We didn't get paid our commissions. Why? Why? So many whys. And they had no mercy. They were ruthless. In this company, it's really unbelievable. It's mind-boggling. I don't even know. At the beginning, when we were smaller, I could understand why they would give people breaks to catch up with their smart buy or shopping credit. But being the size that we are and how caring they are, a week before the smart buy date or autoship, you're reminded. Even if you did miss it, God forbid, give you a chance. They will allow you to, because I understand we're people. It's a people's business. And this is something that, wow, it is like, wow. It's like, I don't even know how to explain it. Like you're speeding on a highway and you get pulled over by a police officer. A police officer said, I know you were doing twice the speed limit. I know you were endangering the lives of, I don't know, whatever, but you know what? I'm going to give you a break. No problem. Go ahead. It's even bigger than that on how they care about you not missing your shopping credit in your Smart Buy. I know Greg and the corporate team, they call nonstop. That is a blessing again. So go ahead.
I say to people that forgetting your Smart Buy is like forgetting your kids in the car when you go shopping in the shopping center, because I mean, you have to be, if you truly understand the compensation plan, you have to be insane. First of all, it is the best concept ever because they don't force us to buy a particular product every month and pay international shipping every month. So, I mean, it's heaven. You just get to keep your own money in a cash account for buying products you buy anyway and in a discount. But much more important, I think, than just the concept of the Smart Buy, which is one element of so many in our compensation plan. And here we come again to knowledge. Someone that doesn't understand compensation plans or didn't really have the experience in other companies, then you know exactly how it feels. Breakaways, for instance, when your downline becomes a higher level than you, and now you don't get paid on this whole organization. People say, what? There is stuff like that? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Or they give you some small little other bonus to cover it, and they call it Sapphire bonus or whatever. And then people look at me and they say, wait a minute, Ronen. So in this company, if you did not do your job and you didn't qualify at your rank of LD3, that means, and you have enough volume to make $5,000, but you didn't qualify, so you only can get 1,000. In this company, all the 4,000 that I cannot get goes for me for next week. In any other company, it goes to the company. You didn't qualify at your rank. Why would you get paid? This is our $4,000. People do not understand those things, so they can't really compare how much has been sacrificed for us through our CEO and this compensation plan, because something always has to give. We have one pile, we need to share that pile, and the genius between how to share it so properly and making sure that we take the right action daily on the field, that's genius. Think about it. NGRS, me doing my daily job irrelevant to my network. Car qualification, take care of your people, get some volume, all will be good. Do that every month, and in 10 months to 12 months, you will not need another job. So it's brilliant, really. But people need to understand or have the experience to know why we are so unique, different, because this company is not about just making profit. Making profit is only a necessary step for us to survive and grow so we can be here for another 100 years for a few 100 million people. So it's necessary to make the money, but the culture is not about the money. It's about how can we create an ecosystem that people in humanity can run from the madness that's happening on the outside and come into our closed environment that has its own manufacturing. We manufacture everything. We are the buyers, we are the sellers, and we have our own income, our own money internally in case the world flips. I don't know of another community like that on the world. Do you know any?
No, I mean, you're bang on. But you know what? For you and I and Renee and people who come from the industry, we have a point of reference. It's easy for me to sit down and back and think about the auto ships, think about the flushing, think about losing your rank advance, as somebody else does, you lose that bonus. It's easy for me to bring myself back to reality and feel how blessed I am being here. But there's a lot of people who are new, who may have been with 3, 4, 5, 7 other companies, but never really applied themselves, never really understood the compensation plan, never really made proper money with them. So they don't understand, respectfully, they don't understand that they don't have a point of reference. It's like getting a driver's license and immediately jumping into a Rolls Royce. You don't know what you got.
But you don't know.
Yeah, you think this is normal. Yeah, it's nice, but you think heat, seat warmer, massage, and speaking to the car for it to drive you and find you the nearest gas station. You think that's normal, right? It's called spoiled. It's called blessed. It's called whatever. So they don't have a point of reference. For you and I, we have plenty points of reference. And this is where we need to educate our people that, trust me, God must have loved you, and more importantly, the person who invited you to come out must have cared for you to have you take a look here and get involved, because you are blessed. You got the best of the vehicles, and you know what? Don't take it for granted. As human beings, we have the tendency of taking things for granted, myself included. Doesn't matter what I am, doesn't matter where I am, doesn't matter if I'm in commute, doesn't matter if I'm lost, doesn't matter if I don't have internet, doesn't matter. My team has grown to the size, and our compensation plan is of such. Every Tuesday, I expect that money in my account. Every Tuesday, I'm the last person to get paid. Don't ask why. I'm the last person, right? First becomes last in our structure. I'm the last person to get paid. And but I expect that money. Every Tuesday, I get used to it, But when I sit down and pinch myself, realizing like, wow, what we have before us, truly, it's amazing. So yeah, it's you have great points, Ronen. That point of reference is what everybody needs to refer to. If you don't believe me, I'll tell you confidently, to my knowledge, 100% of those that I knew well, that were making significant, or they're making some really good progress money here, who thought the grass was greener elsewhere, are all, what's the politically correct word? They're all suffering. They're all lost. They get the big loss. They haven't found what they had here. I'm trying to be careful with my words, but they all wished they didn't make the move they did. We've seen people come and go, right? Unfortunately, that's just the way it is. And you know what? For those of you who stay put, you know what I'm talking about. You know exactly what I'm talking about. So back to you.
I would like to, maybe to whoever is watching or the recording or live, I want you to know that you have a unique opportunity, because here, as I said, we have something called forensic networker, and that can save you the need to do multi-level market for 20 years and to gain the knowledge that people like Reza and myself had to go through a lot of different experience, because Ramin summarized everything in one concept. And if you truly understand just this following concept, and this is, I hope it will help many of you, or even one of you on this call that actually has a difference because of this, we've done our job. In forensic, there's a concept that talks about trying, try commence, quitting, quit commence, and committing, which is commit commence. And we sometimes fly over this and we read it and we don't totally get what it really, really means. And if you get it and get yourself involved into the next level, it will convert you from a hobbyist to a professional, because if it's really not only Opulence and not only our industry, this is for everything. It applies for everything. Everything we try that we never did before, we always leave a backdoor chance to the fact that we will fail, because we don't like to believe that we will succeed, and what if we will fail? So we never really do anything. We try. And trying in humanity means I'm leaving a back door open for the chance that I will fail. Then I can say to myself or to the world, okay, I only tried. It didn't work. Now, usually when we try, anything we try in life, the next thing that will follow by default is quitting. Because you can't really achieve anything in life if you only try it, if you have the possibility of failing. And that is why some of the great leaders had different tricks. They used to burn the ships, right? And Napoleon Hill, they burned the ships, and there's no option. You either win or you die, right? So when people try, even when they come to us, and by the way, I was there many times. I think every one of us had to go through try, commence, and then to quit many times. Never mind if we truly quit and left, or a good upline kept us in, but it's like, and when you have enough, when you say, I have tried enough, I want to do it, and I hope every one of you is there now. I want to do this. Then you go to commit. Commits. The first time that you start to do the same action you have tried for the last 10 years and failed, the same action. When you're in a commit mode, no option of failing, everything will start flying. And like me, you will look backwards and say, what happened? I've done the same thing. There was one thing missing, your commitment level. If there's anything I've learned from those two world champion wrestlers, one of them is with us and the other one is the one that gave us this remarkable present, is this factor. You cannot try. And as long as you try, you're a hobbyist that will always find a reason on the outside why something is wrong or not working, because we don't blame ourselves. And that is the biggest tip I would want to share with you. And back to Drusilla or to you, Reza.
I'd like to add something to that, Ronen. It goes back to when I got started in August 1st. Officially, I got to work, let's just say. And I have a system that works for me. And I believe it'll work for anyone. I'm trying to implement that in my kids. Of why do I deserve this trip? Why do I deserve this holiday? Why do I break it down as much as why do I deserve the next meal? Like I break it down to even a meal. What did I do today to deserve this, whatever breakfast or lunch or supper, right? So I keep myself, I've never shared this with anyone, but I always keep myself accountable. I keep myself accountable. Yes, sometimes I've had undeserving perks, you know, but for most parts, I try to keep track of my days of what I do from 10 to 1, 10 being the most valuable, 1 being the least productive. And you know what? I remember when I got started in August 1st, 2008, by November, they used to list the top 30 earners. And I remember Rene, and, you know, he was at the number 1 there. And I was, my very first month, I jumped in number 8. Remember, I had three and a half years of accumulation on one side. So anyways, number 8, then the following month, number 5, then it was number 3, it is number 4. Then I knew top 3. Didn't just take try. I really needed to, you know, last. And, you know, being a competitive kind of person, I just went out there and did everything that matters and continued on keeping myself accountable as to why I deserve, you know, why did I deserve a Maserati a couple of years ago, year and a half ago? Well, because I knew what you mentioned earlier, do what I got to do, make sure my team is good, make sure I'm assisting them so they can duplicate. And in return, I got all these extra bonuses. Why did I deserve a $200,000 GLS just about a month ago? Why? Because of the same concept again. You know, the car program with this company, all the bonuses, as a matter of fact, take away the wholesale, retail, and the residuals. All the other bonuses are like, wow, like it's crazy. Having a marketing pool that I can pay for my flight, having a marketing pool that I can put incentives for my team, having a marketing pool to help with my business expenses. I don't know about you, Ronen, but every time in the past, I did whatever I did with any other program, I had to pay for it out of my residuals. I had to pay it out of my residuals. It was out of my pocket. Here, we got the car. We got the exotic vacation. You got the MGRS. You got the marketing pool. I mean, wow. Maybe you want to talk about that a little bit. I know you have a lot of traveling. I know you use that a lot. I know Rene uses it, you know, many leaders use that marketing pool, you know, for the business, which in the past, again, point of reference, in the past, I had to take it out of my residuals. You had to take it out of your residuals. Rene had to take it out of the residuals. Here, it's on top and above my residuals. So talk about that a little bit.
Actually, I think that the evolution of the marketing allowance pool, which is the last evolution, is the smartest one. Because people that have been with us long enough understood that our CEO always wants to be opulence. He wants to be grandeur. And one of the ways to do it is with incredible bonuses and really giving us things that are insane sometimes even too insane. Sometimes I sit back and I say, how is he working the math? But it started a long time ago with travel allowance, if you remember, in the old days. And the travel allowance, we thought it was another bonus for us so we can use it to travel. And then eventually there was a convention pool and then a marketing pool. And the issue with those things is that we all made the mistake thinking it's actually our money, the same as any other bonus or anything I get paid in my e-wallet. And today, when I talk about the bonuses, I separate the marketing allowance specifically to explain to people, this is not our money. We got our cycles, we got our bonus, we got our car, we got everything. This is not our money. And the reason it's not our money, because if it will be our money, not all of us are mature enough or professional enough in a business to understand that it is designed to help us grow our teams. It's designed to increase our business and to help our downlines. And the reason and the last evolution that is so smart, it means the company on every cycle, the same as they take for the MGRS, $40, $60 will go to help you become more professional, and we will help you. How can we help you? You will not go and just spend the money the way you want. No, there are structure of what you can spend it on, and you run it through the corporate to make sure that it is spent properly on what it was designed for. Why do I love this so much? Because there's so many organizations over the years that I have donated money to help things, and then later I find out this money never really reached the places that I wanted it to go. It actually went, I won't tell you, but some bad places. And this is a beautiful, beautiful evolution of the marketing allowance, controlled and truly will give us much more return than what the allowance is as it is in the future when we have pure residual income coming in. And that is my opinion about the new allowance.
Well, this is just some of the perks that we have with this company, which I want everyone to understand how blessed we are. So I think we finished kind of like that area. So Drusilla, back to you.
That's part.
That's amazing answers, gentlemen. Wow, so many notes, so many times I have to look back at this video to take some more notes. So thank you so much. Okay, so I have another big question for you. So I'm going to now send your minds and your brains into the future, where I will ask, right? How do you see yourself in the future in Opulence Global?
How do we see ourselves, or how do we see what will be with Opulence in the future?
Yes.
With Opulence.
I think I understood what she's asking, and that's an awesome question, because when one thing I heard, I couldn't understand it a long time ago. They said, well, when a man reaches moon, now that's debatable if they ever reached moon or not, but let's assume they did. Once a man reaches moon, what's next for that astronaut? What happens for them? And the answer was not very nice, that they age and die because they have conquered, like they've done what they were out to do, and there was no future vision for them or whatever it is they were saying. I don't know. I'm still trying to grasp onto that idea, but I think I understand that for us, just when I have thought in the past that how could it get any better, right? Making the money, the products, how could it get any better? And I tell you, this company never fails. It amazes me as to how they keep making things better. You talked about some of the things that's exclusive, Ronen, to Opulence, okay? Which that by itself is good for another 3,000 years. In my opinion, it's good for the next 3,000 years. But yet, we got some unbelievable products that are being released that's coming out, right? Non-stop research and development. But more importantly, looking at what we started, this company started in 2005, and that was e-commerce. That was being able to do the business online to reach all four corners of the world, you know, and a lot of places in between. And where this company is heading with constant development, and most recent one, which is relatively new to me. I've known about these type of things properly over the last, I don't know, I would go back to your some of your friends, Ronen, that really brought to my attention what cryptocurrency was. And I think you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
I wished I bought back then. But anyways, so
Jeremy.
yeah, so if I had, you know, where this company is going is mind-boggling. It's not like you have a small piece of lot or a big piece of lot and you finish developing. What next? No, the development never stops. On top of this platform, it never stops. The way the world is going right now, it could be very depressing if you don't have an answer for it, if you don't know what you're going to do. And 99% of the people, maybe 95% of people are in that same predicament. They're thinking like, oh my gosh, I hope this is all conspiracy. I hope this is never going to happen. It's already happening. China already announced the digital currency, and whatever money you have, your own money into the month, if you don't spend it, it expires. Imagine your own money. If you don't spend it, month to month, it expires. People think, oh, that's never going to come here, or that's conspiracy. Well, China announced it, right? So anyways, two ways of looking at things: one, to be depressed by, or two, to be with the right people, the right place, who are ahead of the curve, that are moving with the times. And you know what? Opulence is truly that vehicle. We have our own, not only the out of this world products with the out of this world compensation plan and a management team and so on. But now, what we started in 2005, being an e-commerce business, now we have the platforms that's piggybacking on top. It's like you have the base platform that can build unlimited potentials on top of it. And we see that happening before our eyes. You know, looking at it from the custom jewelry back in 2005 to where we are today, over 1,000 different world-class, life-changing products. And now this other part, it's like, did he know? Did the CEO know? I mean, wow, you know, wow. So I know you're excited about it as much as I am. Share your thoughts on that.
Well, I'm not a fortune teller, but I like to put things in perspective of what I do know, because it does open very, very exciting possibilities for the future. And when I put them all together, I'm not talking about what we already have, but we're about to come. And this can be spread over the next year, 2 years, and 3 years and above. There's a lot of things in the cooker that I'm not privileged to. So I do not know. Maybe Reza knows more stuff, but there's no way he will be allowed to share it. So what I do know is that we are becoming more and more flexible, more agile and faster when it comes to manufacturing into industries that we don't have experience in. And every product keeps coming up with the same opulence mentality of being the best of the best. So I know we're going into candles. Most likely we're going into aromatic oils. I know we're definitely having the number one in the world ever given to our industry, which is the phytoclinical approval of the FDA, which I always get confused between NPN and PNP3. So we know that we're about to break new boundaries in our industry in that field. And we also know that we are the first in the market with a product like that has the ability to regulate the immunity system. So that's another new world that we are penetrating into. I know that we're working very deep into the world of collagen, and we can go on and on. So what does that mean? It means the company is always evolving faster that the marketing arm can grow, which is very unique, because in most companies, the marketing arm grown and almost not really much happening, not much is changing. They change some product once in 3 years. Here, everything is expanding to the option of becoming anything that our CEO and owner would want. There was a missing part to all this evolution in so many areas, and that missing part is coming to its end, and that is how to open the floodgate to the world, because the more customers, the more people inside the Opulence ecosystem, the more manufacturing power to do more and more things that the world demands. And the concept of us having our own exchange and our the ability, it's not actually, let me be accurate. It's not us having. The fact that there is another company that, lucky enough, is also owned by the same owner of our company, and that company is designed to be the floodgates to many manufacturers all over the world, not just us, so their customers will be able to buy their products with this utility coin. Lucky for us, it's the same owner, and Opulence is the first customer. So if it's the first customer, we're about to open the floodgates to $3 trillion in crypto world with many, many, many people. And what does those people want? What do you want when you have a lot of money and it's locked? You want status. You want the ability to show the world that you have achieved that, and it's not just on the screen zeros and ones. And most of all, you want to be able to have an exit for your money. Hence, this evolution of exit and the utility coin, however long it will be until it will be done and open for us and guaranteed, even if it will take 2 years, the person that runs our ship will not take the chance of doing it wrong even once. So it's never about how much time. It's the same as everything in Opulence. We're not going to do it halfway. It's either going to be the best or we're not going to manufacture it. It's either going to be the best or we're not going to manufacture it, because we're not going to ruin, by one mistake, 17-year legacy of brilliance, right? So I believe that the future will bring us, if we all do our job, by the way, it will bring us to become, in my opinion, the flagship of the next evolution of our industry. It will combine another world that financially is changing now. And I think we already are in the front of the game. And I believe that there will be a smaller amount of MLM companies. I believe that the bigger ones will be more professional. And I believe many of them would look at us and adopt a lot of the stuff that have been learned here for 17 years. And some people ask me, hey, Ronen, why do you say it? Look at the companies like Monavit have made $1 billion in 3 years, and this company. And I said, yeah, and look where they are now. What I like about our company and about the vision of our CEO is that he thinks like the Chinese bamboo tree. You see the Chinese bamboo tree, you put the seed in the ground, you water it, you dance to it, nothing happens. After a year, you water it again, you dance to it, nothing happens. After 5 years, this thing shoots out of the ground 90 feet in like 3 weeks. How can he do it? Because it built very deep system of roots in the ground that no little hurricane is going to break it. And our company is built this way. So many people ask, how did you survive Corona where everybody broke down? How did you buy all these companies that for nothing now and they broke down and about to bring the most amazing products to the world? How did you do it? It's because it was built correctly, not on speed, not on greed, but on patience and perseverance and doing and doing and doing and doing, like the only way you can become a world champion in anything. And since we have world champion wrestlers leading us, I am very comfortable, and it allows me that I don't need to be as strong as them. I have always something to achieve to, but I speak to the people that are not world champions out there. And I'm telling you, look at me. This is a very comfortable way to make money. You don't need to be world champions. You just need to come and give 20 hours a week of your time. Use this box, use the system, do what you are told, and in less than a year, you will not recognize your life. I believe the future is very bright. Back to you, my brother.
Thank you. Thank you. Like, this is where a division, I am more excited today, Ronen, than when I got started. I'm more excited today after the company was 10 years old and we were hitting. I'm more excited today than ever. And, you know, for all the good reasons. It's truly a foundation, a platform that is unlimited potential to be built upon, as we could see before our eyes. Now, a lot of people don't know, I don't blame them. Maybe, you know, they don't know the advantage of the crypto, having our own token, being able to accept payments, you know, but believe me, like you said, it opens the floodgate to the rest of the world. There's 8 billion people out there, and we haven't even scratched the surface yet. So more and more entities, companies, businesses starting to realize that the way this world is going, they have no choice, either to be somehow part of it or disappear altogether. And this is where we're 15, 17 years ahead of the trend. So that's awesome. So at this point, I know the time is almost up. So what we're going to do is give it back to our wonderful hostess and see if you have any questions. And we're here. I'm not in a rush to go anywhere. I just have to go.
For you and me, Reza, for you and me, this is a Guinness Book of Record. We only 5 minutes over time. You and I usually do it much longer.
Yeah.
So we've done good.
I had to go, like, I love the view, I love everything, but damn, it's starting to get cold. So, so I had to turn up the heat, but I'm here. I'm not going nowhere. So, knock on wood, my internet is good. So, yes, Drusilla, back to you.
Wow, wow, wow. Thank you so much, my amazing leaders. Wow, so much to learn this morning. And, you know, where did the time go? Like, seriously, has it really been more than an hour? No. I think people want to know much, much more. And as you said, if you have the time for both of you gentlemen, that would be great. I see right now we have a question in the chat that I'll hand it over to you. And it says, Makiba asks, if you have no money to start with Opulence, what you'll have in place for that?
That is not, at least to me, that's not a legitimate what do you call it there? If someone wants something, they will make it happen. Now, you could sit there and say, I don't have money, right? And continue not having money. Or you could say, you know what? I could make this work. I tell you how. I've had people in the past that said to me just the exact same thing. And I believe they had no money. I believe it. But if they tell me, like I said to them, okay, no problem. Here is your VIP account. Here is the products. I don't want to make any retail profit on this whatsoever. I'm willing to give you 100% of your retail profit towards the cost of your shop. So now, if you really want to do this, if you really want to have your own online shop, first thing I'll tell people is straight up, you don't have it, I understand, go get it. That's the way I was talked to when I was like in my late teens, when I heard about this industry and the guy who was making $70,000 a month. I said to him, we spent some time with him, and he says, well, it costs you $2,800 to get started. And I'm like, you love everything? I said, I love everything. He goes, $2,800. I said, well, I simply don't have $2,800 right now at this point. He goes, well, he gave me some examples. He goes, go get it. You really want all of this, right? I said, yeah. I said, well, go get it. Go borrow money, get a rate, limit increase on your credit card, sell something, do what you got to do. You're borrowing that money and selling stuff because you want to make money, right? Yes, of course. Okay, well, go there and get those money, come here and get yourself started. But you know what? Along the way, I've seen people that, you know, maybe that wasn't possible for them. I wanted to test their will. If they really want to be out of the poverty, if they really want to be changing their lives, then you know what? I don't want no retail profit. I will create you. That's my personal call. You don't have to do that for me. You go ahead and I'll give you these products, not physically, but go sell these products, 100% of the retail. I'll put it aside towards the launch of your shop. Okay. Last thing you want to do, folks, is lend someone the money. Do not do that. Okay. Maybe some of you think differently, but I'm telling you straight up from experience, because I've done it over the last 33 years. You pay nothing, it's worth nothing. So do not lend anyone. I don't care if it's your sister. You know, don't. Let them go and get the money. Let them have some skin in the game. And you know what? If they truly want for it to work for them, they will make it work. You can assist by saying, I don't want no retail profit. Go ahead, sell 50 bottles of FOL this month. And you know what? There you go. There is your... So let me see. You don't want to put any effort, and you don't have any money. You don't want to sell anything. You don't want to borrow anything. What are you asking me, right? So I kind of put it for them. If there really is a will, I make the possibilities a little bit greater for them to be able to launch their shop. So yeah, that's it. That's not a legitimate. I'm stuck with the word. What's it called? When you post some, when you make excuse, that's not a legitimate excuse.
It's not a legitimate objection.
Objection. Thank you. Thank you.
May I add 2 words, Reza, on that question? Because it's a question I'm sure many people come across. I come across it when I work in tough economy countries. And I would like to share what I do in cases like that. You see, for me, the first question is, you don't have money? That's okay. None of us had money when we were born. We learned step by step to make it. But if you don't have money, do you have a job? If the answer is no, I said, okay, if you don't have money, are you willing to work? And they say, yes. I say, good, work for me. Make a list of names. All those names I'm going to help you connect with. And when they buy things, they're going to become my partners and my customers until you're sick and tired of losing and you want to run your own business and not work for me. Right now, when you work for me, I'm not giving you a salary. You're working for me because I'm teaching you how to create profit. Now, when those people will buy something, because you brought them, we're going to take that money and we're going to get you your shop. And from there, you can move on. Now, some people, when I see the characteristic, I won't tell them that part till the end. I will save the money for them, and I will only tell them till the end because I want them to work. Other characteristics are perfect to tell them up front, look, that's okay, that's your work, do this. And so always remember that when somebody says, I don't have money, as Reza said, the worst thing in the world you can do is give them money, because all you're doing is giving someone a fish and you'll have to keep feeding them every day. You're much better off teaching them how to fish. So do not confuse compassion. I'm known to have a very big heart, and I've made many mistakes of that big heart. And I thought I was helping people. I was not helping them. I was just helping them to dig a deeper hole to themselves towards more dependency and more dependency. And we talk about financial freedom and abundance, and we talk about, the most important points. The only way to get there is to not be dependent on anything. Don't be dependent. The only thing you should be dependent on is this beautiful cow that we are drinking from its, whatever you call those things in English. Yeah. This opulence cow. So this we are dependent on them and they are dependent on us, right? So we are one, it's ours, but try and cut as many dependencies in your life as you can. And not having money is not, as Reza said, it's not an objection, it's just a belief that people have for some reason that stops them. That when you don't have money, the only thing you want to do is have money. So you cannot not do something because you don't have money. Back to you, Reza, Drusilla.
Yeah, absolutely.
Amazing answers, gentlemen, and I hope that answers the question for the person that was asking. If we have any more questions for our amazing leaders on the call today, feel free to do so. You can put it in the Q&A, or you can raise your hands and I will unmute you.
Charlene is saying, sell the television and get a bigger one later.
Amazing.
For me, there was not very, for me, the first time, actually it was our CEO, myself, couple of teenagers going to this millionaire's house in Mississauga, Ontario, selling us the dream. And when it came time to, okay, well, we talk about everything else but the business. What do? We need to get out of our restaurant job and business and all that kind of stuff. And he sold a dream all night. He sold his house. He sold the Porsche in the garage and the Jaguar and the Rolls Royce in the laneway. So he says to me, to both of us, he says, see that Porsche 928 S4? I don't forget that. He had paid $90,000 for it. He says, see that Porsche? I said, yeah, you really like it, eh? He said, we love it. What's there not to like? He said, if I told you that Porsche was $2,800, but you only have till noon, this is at 2 a.m., you only have till noon to come up with that money to get that Porsche. You don't. What would you do? I said, well, of course, I'll go find the money. I'll do whatever I got to do. Because, well, go there and get the money for this business. That Porsche is a one-time deal. This business is an ongoing deal. So he was not nice about it. He didn't say, start a small package. He didn't say any of that. You know why? Because he wanted me to start strong, see the biggest return. And you know, we did it. It was amazing. At 4 o'clock in the morning, we did it. Called the credit company, raise the limit, called Ottawa, do something. And then anyways, we made it happen. So they were not so nice to us. I don't know.
There's always a way. There's always a way. We know it when one of our kids, God forbid, gets an accident, breaks a leg. We need suddenly some money. We get it. We know that it's priority and value. And usually I say to my partners, if somebody gives you a lot of objections, it only means they're not against you. It only means that they're just, their value is not yet high enough to them to take the action. So don't be impatient and get them in front of someone else. Maybe they can find another angle to be able to release those concerns and objections from people so they can make their own bloody mind. You see, so many people think we are here to sell. We are not here to sell. Nothing wrong with selling, but selling is a very, very specific action. We are here to educate. How can we do that if we don't educate ourselves? So yeah, we can use some videos of scientists and stuff, but the more you educate yourself, the more accessible the information, and you can educate people. When you are educated, people will hardly give you any objections because they can feel your energy and they know you're talking. And too many people think that just making a lot of noise and trying to put pressure on people in order for them to make a decision or buy something, that's not our world, right? You want to do that, go and do some hardcore selling in a shopping center, in a kiosk, when you have 10 seconds on a customer and you have to take them out with $1,000 bill. That's not our world. We have patience. We provide concierge level customer support. We are all about heart and passion and long term. We are not here for the quick money seekers. We're here to build a family that stays for generations.
Very good. Very good. So, any other questions, Drusilla?
No other questions right now. But if anyone would like to, okay, we have a hand raised from Levi, and I've unmuted you. Go ahead, Levi. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Ronen. Good morning, Reza. And good morning, our wonderful host. Yes, I just want to say a quick word. I really appreciate Ronen. He's part of my 5, and he definitely spent time to answer to my question. He trained me, and I really, really appreciate that. It's not to put a down on Reza, but because both of them are part of my 5, but Ronen definitely had the edge on that because he went in detail, and it's because of him that today I have a daily method of operation with the ping pong strategy and all of those details that he implemented into my schedule. So moving forward, my question is, in terms of building a solid team, my question comes from the training yesterday, because yesterday we talked a lot about the PV, and you would like to enroll people who see the same vision as you and going to do long term and don't going to see paying the 150 as a payment, but as an investment. And my question is, how do you get to that point with those people? Because most people that we encounter, I don't know how they understand the win-win scenario, but they want to win more. It's like they just want to win more than they input. So it's like, how do you approach people and let them understand that? In order for her to have a win-win, they have to have a good input in order to have a good output. So, I don't know if you understand my question, but that's the way I can phrase it.
Reza, did you?
No.
Was it about smart buy, Levy?
It was about enrolling people and let them understand that moving forward, they have to keep the PV, the 150 PV.
150, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And they shouldn't see it as a payment, but you need to approach them in a certain way in which they understand that you want them to be
I got your
consistent.
question, Levi. I got your question. So I'm going to make
Okay.
it short and sweet. Reza style. Ronen has his own style, maybe, you know, different. I'm sure he does. Reza style is very simple. Levi, you see the business, you like it, great. You see the opportunity, great. You see the car, great. You see the MGRS, great. You want to be on the cruise, great. You want to get millions, $3.12 million a year plus, yes, great. Well, all you have to do is make sure, must do, that you buy and sell $150 per month. I break it down even furthermore. That's roughly about selling 2 bottles of Fountain of Life per month. I break it down even a little bit more. If you're too busy, you can't sell anything yet, you can put it in the form of a shopping credit every single month and let it accumulate for a later date. But one thing you cannot do is miss that monthly minimum activity requirements from you. The software wants to pay those who are active. The software recognizes you as active as long as you've done your minimum of buying, whether to sell later or layaway, which is a form of shopping credit, or buying it for own personal consumption anyways. You need that anyways. You should be using that, right? So that is a joke in order for you to get everything this company has to offer in terms of resist for you. If you're not willing to buy and sell $150 per month, let's compare it to a job. You go to work, they're willing to pay you $40,000 a year, but you're not willing to produce $400 per year for them. You simply will not have a job that pays you $40,000 a year, right? With ours, it's simple. It is software sees as who is active, and software on monthly basis let things accumulate for you ongoing. So I try to explain to them, this is the bare requirement, what you need to do. Make sure they understand from day one. I know a lot of people don't talk about it. They're like, oh, because they don't know how to present it, or let me get their commitment to join. And once they join, all of a sudden, before you know, 3 weeks later, they come to you with a panic. Well, why am I being charged this $150? Then the person, if they're not well versed on how to answer that, oh, that's just something you got to pay every month. No, you don't have to pay that every month. It is not a fee. It is the bare minimum requirement as a partner, subcontractor of this company to be entitled to, or to be able to accumulate all these sales, the teams, the volume, month after month after month. The bare minimum requirement is that you buy and sell, or you buy and gift, or you buy and sample out, or you should be using it anyways, every single month. I mean, it's a joke. It is a joke. That's the way I answer it, the best, simplest way. Now, Ronen, you have more of a softer explanation. Go ahead. That's my explanation to them. You're not willing to do $150 a month. You're not ready for this business. That's what I tell them straight up. And they're
Usually,
yeah.
Sorry, Reza. I thought you. Usually, I have two approaches. One is based on the understanding that humanity is motivated by loss much more than by gain, right? So people, if I tell you, Levi, I'll give you $1 million, that will motivate you less than if I tell you that if you don't do something, you'll be in the street in a carton box in the rain, broke, right? That will move you more than the promise of $1 million. So if I want to take that approach, the first thing I will ask you, Levi, when you are building a big organization and you're going to have sales here, would you ever want any scenario that you will lose all your sales of all your organization and all their customers? Do you ever want to be in a chance of losing that? If the answer is no, I say, well, let me show you how the company can help you protect that. And then I show you PV, I explain CV, and I do Smart Buy. Another approach that I would suggest is to just ask the simple question, Levi, why did you join? Is it because of any of our products that you like to use, or any other reason? If you tell me it's the product, I'll ask you which of the products that you know you're going to use forever now. And you might tell me Fountain of Life or toothpaste. And I say, okay, if you only order one toothpaste and one Fountain of Life, right, you're already almost at 150 Canadian dollars every month So not only that you are buying your own products, that will save your CV, and it will also, after 4 months, from your 4th month, give you 10% discount to buy whatever you buy cheaper. Usually either this approach or this approach helps. They get it and they're very satisfied, and they're actually thankful that we have systems like that to protect us from making the mistake of, God forbid, losing $600,000 in accumulated CV in your leg.
Perfect.
Amazing answer.
Now, Levi, one more pointer I'd like to add.
Okay.
Remember, the same way I am the last person to get paid. Remember earlier I mentioned I'm the last person in the whole company to get paid.
I mean, is that literally the last person?
I am the last person. The software pays from the bottom.
I'm laughing because I can see Ramin going to the company and saying, pay Reza last in case we have a problem or we don't have enough cash. He's the one who's going to...
No,
Oh my
the software starts from the bottom, like it goes to, I'm the first person with this company, right? Everyone is in my team, right? So we're talking to the tune of a couple 100,000 VIPs and shop owners and so on, right? And fortunately and unfortunately, I'm not exaggerating. I must be in the my five of over 1,000 people. And it's physically not possible for me. It is not possible for me to reply to every, I could, there's not enough time in a day. Even if I spend 24 hours a day to my Wi-Fi, I don't know if I can catch up to that. So if you haven't heard from me too much, it's for the simple fact, there's one Reza. They're working on cloning me. So we have at least 50 of us. So we can reply. I'm just kidding. So that's the reason why I haven't been able to attend to you, because plus I know you're in good hands. That's probably, I didn't even know you're my five. I didn't even know that. So now that I know. But anyways, that's the explanation.
Okay.
Unless anybody else has any question, Drusilla, I think they're better off going and talking to people that are not in Opulence than listening to us all day long. There's a promotion that we were so lucky that, you know, there's a slight extension. I don't want to hold people back from going and talking to prospects.
But we have one more question, Ronen, and
Sure.
you both have the time. So Janini asks, can someone use the pool money to go and build his team in Africa, or if someone wants to take Opulence to another country, like to launch it officially, can that person get help from the company?
You take that one, Reza.
It is not, I don't know how to explain it. It's not help from company. It is company, but it's allocated to be used a certain way to help with the growth of our business. This is something you can discuss it on one-on-one basis so they can make you understand. I don't want to take too much time here, but let's say I live in Ottawa and I do my business in Ottawa. I cannot use that money towards building up my business in Ottawa. I live in Ottawa. Now, if I have a special big event that is, you know, approved by the company, then yes, I can ask to be given some of that funds so I can put towards this out of the ordinary event. Or let's say when I put an incentive for my team, I've had incentives over all the years. I had silver bullion I was giving away, free trips, you know, convention, all kinds of stuff, tickets and all that. Yes, I can ask the company with a proof that here are the incentive winners. And, you know, then I can get them to help me with that incentive because I'm putting it on top and above of building my business. If I pick up and want to go to, let's say, I don't know, Bali, right? I want to go to Bali and I want to be in a resort and I want to be enjoying the sun. And I'm going to send the company a bill saying, look, I'm here in Bali. I'm trying to get this country going and get this market going, yet there's no applications coming in. Yet there is no activity happening. I'm clearly vacationing. Then the companies, they're going to say, no, there is no activity. We don't see anything going on over there, right? But if you have a team that is, let's say, in Philippines, and you decide that you're going to get a flight to go to Philippines to support this team. I'll give you an example. The most recent one was Ronen coming to Kenya. And when Ronen came to Kenya, he has a team, but not really that big, right? So strictly, Ronen came there to help with the training, help with, and hopefully get something going for himself. But really, he was committed to helping with the training of Kenya team. And after he came there, he paid for his hotel and he submitted it to the company. Maybe you want to share how that went, Ronen, how smooth he went. And they paid him out of his marketing pool.
Yeah, there's nothing to share. That's exactly what happened. Exactly. For instance, we are planning my arrival to Israel now, 24th to 28th October. We are planning 4 or 5 days that can literally make the difference between 6 months of work to what you can do in that kind of environment. So, of course, there are expenses, there's hotels, but you never, ever, ever take a step before you approach the company professionally. And once they approve it, then you go spend your money, get them the receipt. And, it has to be approved. As we said, it's not our money. It's the company's money in order for us to help our downline, something that doesn't happen in any other company. And it helps because before we had that, I spent thousands on tens of thousands. I remember I flew to St. Lucia to work with Vernisha for 10 days. And so we spend a lot of money from our own pocket anyway. And I was going to keep on doing it anyway because it's our job and that's what they pay me anyway. So this is a bonus, right? They just don't want us to spend it on ourselves instead of our downlines. And that's very, very fair.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Ronen and Reza, for your answers. I don't see any other questions right now or any other hands up. So I will go ahead and just quickly make our announcement when it comes to our special that our CEO decided to extend this Thanksgiving weekend. Nice. By the way, happy Thanksgiving to everyone from Canada. It's a wonderful Thanksgiving weekend here. So we honestly could not be more happier knowing that this promotion has extended, that you're getting that extra 6 bottles of Fountain of Life for free. I was actually trying to share the flyer, but I think I'm having a glitch on my computer today. So I apologize on that.
It's taking a few seconds. It's coming up. Try now.
Okay, I'll try again.
I saw it was coming up. Yeah, Opulence Global has started screen sharing, so might be slow, but it's coming.
Okay.
I think.
So I'll wait a moment and see if that comes up. But I just want to continue by saying, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. And please take advantage of the amazing promotion that our company has that's going on right now. And one moment. That I'm having a glitch today, so it's not sharing, but I'm sure everyone saw the flyer the poster that was sharing all week of taking advantage. So you launch in LA, and that LA that will launch will get that extra 6 bottles Fountain of Life for free. It's a $500 free that you're getting. So you're able to sell that back and build your business, get back your money right away. So jump on it, take advantage, get your friends, your family, co-workers, everyone that you can share this with. It does.
Is that also for upgrades, Drusilla?
Also for upgrades, yes. Yeah, that they can upgrade and also get that upgrading from a brand partner. And also that expires Tuesday morning. That's what I was told. So make sure that you take it and run with it today and tomorrow. And I believe Tuesday morning at 9 a.m. that's Eastern time, that this will be expired. So take advantage of that. Thank you so much, everyone, for being on the call today. It has been an absolutely amazing call. Ronen, you have something?
Yes, I want to say that I think you have done a tremendous job as a host and as an interviewer. And you're always looking much more opulence than all of us here, except Reza with the watching thing. I'm talking to myself too. You make us proud, and thank you so much for a great job. Thank you, Drusilla.
I appreciate it greatly.
Absolutely, absolutely. Wonderful job, and become a true expert and the professional of hosting these calls. Always a joy. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Reza. I really do appreciate it. And just to touch on that, this is why Opulence Global offers the best personal development course, I will say, because it really has helped me. And doing these calls, hosting these calls with the amazing leaders, I want to thank you for the opportunity, because it's this opportunity that helps us to build ourselves professionally and personally. So I thank you both once again, and we will close the call today. I want to thank everyone for getting on this morning's cocktail leadership call. And we will have our calls every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern time. Do the follow-up. Don't forget that Monday at 8 p.m. we have our Crossfire product call with our SVP, Miss Sanaz Human, and also with David O. So please come and attend that. And we also have Forensic Networker call on Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern time. And don't forget, of course, our Saturday morning 10 a.m. training. I will update you of all our upcoming trainings, and don't forget to take advantage of this amazing promotion. And our office in Canada is closed tomorrow, so we'll be open on Tuesday morning. Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful day. A happy Thanksgiving. And I graciously thank you again, Reza Mesgarlou and also Ronen Tiffon. I appreciate you both. Thank you so much. Have
Thank
a
you so very
wonderful
much.
day.
Thank you, everyone.
One team, one dream, to the billions, everyone.
Billion.
Billion.
Care.
To the billion.
Bye. Have a wonderful day, gentlemen.
You too.
Thank you, Drusilla.
Thank you.